with that statement.
It's pretty courageous, actually.
It's very courageous.
To say that.
And I'm so intrigued. So I can't wait to explore more.
And take a look at the book. It's not a 600-page book. It's not ponderous to read. It's simple, just like they said. It's easy. It's got exercises.
Perfect for today because
it really is.
We just don't have time, do we?
No.
So this is going to be great.
Yep. Thank you. Well, it's
thank you, Gillian and Eric.
Yep, thank you very much. It is time again to do what we call Miracle Moments. That's one of the favorite sections of this program because we love to share people's healing and success. And we love to involve our wonderful group of viewers in helping others to heal. Now, it's about sending and receiving energy, something that old souls, they do very well. I'd like to ask Monica to share a miracle moment that has come to us right through our membership of the Circle of 12.
So this miracle moment, it has been shared in the membership portal and it comes from Purusha. Purusha says, "The Circle of 12 has intensified my spiritual journey. I experience more peace in my life. My intuition is a lot more developed and comes through a lot stronger. My intuition guides me and encourages me to speak my truth even when it's tough. And those moments are where my greatest learnings take place. Relationships in my life are a lot more meaningful. I feel more love at a deeper level and have more compassion for myself and others. I often find myself working through obstacles with ease and clarity once I get out of my head. The Circle of 12 is life-changing and has been transformative for me." Thank you so much, Purusha, for sharing your experiences. And as I said before, Lee and I, we are having this love affair with the Circle of 12, as well as offering it. We participate in it as well. And I feel inspired that coming together in this moment where we can be the miracle we've been waiting for, to then use that and help those who have been requesting a miracle. So in our membership portal, there are many who have submitted a request for help. It could be for themselves or it could be for someone that they love. And people are in trouble. Some people need help physically, some spiritually, some mentally, some financially, all sorts of reasons. And so what I'd like to do in this moment here is to just have fun and use my beautiful sphere to anchor in, have it as a focus where we're going to anchor in the energies of those who have requested help from us. So let's just feel, sense, imagine that those who are requesting help from us, their energies are imbued into this beautiful object, and that we place our attention and awareness and focus onto this object. All those past, present and future who are requesting help from us, their energies are being imbued. And then let us extend that invitation to include everyone on the planet who is experiencing trouble at some level and they seek help. And if that is you, you are included as well. And so now that we have an anchor to focus our intention towards, let us say the following: I am you, and you are me. Together, let us remind each other that we are the healing we have been waiting for. I am you, and you are me. Together, let us remind each other that we are the miracle we have been waiting for. And finally, I am you, and you are me. Together, let us remind each other that we are part of the Creator and that our soul is eternal. It has no beginning and no end. We exist forever. We are magnificent. We are sacred. We are divine. We are what we have been waiting for. And with that, we now invite beautiful, loving messages of Cryon to join us.
Greetings, dear ones. I'm Cryon. Come a little closer. It is so difficult for many to think that they have been waiting for themselves. But dear ones, this particular statement agrees with the channel that I gave earlier in this very program. What if you have been waiting for an enhancement all of this time that would allow you to be different? You realize what I'm saying is that there is a difference at hand. For those of you who have never been part of the Circle of 12, let me give you the premise one more time. This beautiful soul of yours has been spoken of for eons as a part of the spirituality of the human consciousness. It seems to ride separately than the human body would in the scheme of chemistry or physics or reality. It's seen as a multidimensional spiritual part on the other side of the veil. It is not something that has been seen as part of what you carry while you're on earth, for the exception of one thing. Something that has been called for years the higher self. And even that has not been seen as part of the soul completely, but as a higher spiritual part of the human being's consciousness while you're here on earth. Now, suddenly, that's different. And I say suddenly because over a period of 30 years or so, I've been talking about this very thing and the possibility of it happening. Suddenly to us is anything that is under several hundred years for development, for you, for humanity, for these things happen slow. This one didn't. This came with the precession of the equinoxes on schedule as foretold by the ancients. This was the 2012 experience. This is something that is happening quicker than you thought. The earth has changed, hasn't it? Did you ever feel that you were here on purpose? Did you ever feel that you were here on purpose, but you wish you weren't? All of these are those attributes to do with change, paradigm shift, things that really humanity doesn't like or want, except that this one is creating shifts that are different. What happens when an entire planet has a slight shift of consciousness and starts to look at themselves with a little more integrity, with a little more kindness? What happens when human nature starts to shift just a little? And when you thought you had figured out humans and suddenly they start reacting differently to certain situations or stimulations that always produce the same thing, and instead now it doesn't. Things that always produced anger, and suddenly there's a pause, and instead of anger, there's observation, there's logic, and perhaps even kind action. These are what we're talking about. We mentioned it in the channel, that this particular civilization is starting to look at itself differently, expecting better things than any other civilization, and not accepting what is going on that is incorrect or inappropriate. The Circle of 12 is an exercise that says your soul is not something that is simply on the other side of the veil. Your soul is something that has been with you the whole time, but the tools of today allow you to visit it in a way you never could before, to use it in a way that you'd never done before. It's outside of what anyone told you could be who was a spiritual leader. They would not have told you that you can go into your soul and take a look at that which you need to look at. To go into your soul and have those who have lived before or those you've loved and lost and have conversations with them or have wisdom given for them to feel a peace and an understanding of the system of life and death instead of sitting on the planet and simply mourning the passing of them. No one told you that you'd go to that beautiful soul of yours and visit your own Akash and look at your own past lives and give a good look to who you were and why. All of that has been part of the Circle of 12. But there's one common denominator. Every time you go, there's love. That's all there is. Everything you experience is postured in love. That's all there is. And pretty soon you start to understand it is a very safe place for you to be and go to. And suddenly I tell you, there is a new energy on the planet for you, coming from you, called the power of life. And this then shakes hands with everything I have said about why the Circle of 12 is new and it works and you can do these things, because you have changed. Your esoteric footprint on the planet is growing. The planet knows it. Those around you know it. It's subtle, but it's there. You are far more powerful than you ever were before. This power of life comes also with something called the light, the energy of light. It's more than light language. It's a light that you carry, a metaphor of awakening, enlightenment, wisdom, and awareness of what is really going on. That combined with this power of life, this bigger imprint that you have, creates a wiser being. And how does that relate to everything? Let's cross the bridge and see the first aspect of it for this month. This bridge looms before you. It can be any size, but it has something on the other side of it, dear ones, this metaphor of you traveling from the known, which is here, to the unknown, which is there. Crossing to a multidimensional place that's beautiful, dripping with love, compassion, kindness, and all the things you wish the earth was. And every single human being has that kind of a soul. What they do on this side of the veil is up to them, but it starts with love. Let's visit it yet again. Come with me. Take my hand. Oh, we cross this bridge yet again, as we've done so many times, through that mist, and instantly we invite you to feel the safety of everything that is. There is nothing negative here that will ever be able to affect you. Nothing. If you fear this, this is your own humanism that fears it. It does not come from your soul. These 4 weeks of this particular Circle of 12 and the channelings thereof in the episodes will be all about this new power of life and the energy of light. And in this we are going to revisit going through a portal into a train station. Yet again we go to this train station, and it's enormous. It's all metaphoric, dear ones. It has to do with you and your life force on a train track that you are then sending into the future. That's the metaphor. The train is on a track, and as it leaves this station, that track goes into what is the unknown, the unexpected, what you call your three-dimensional future. Your soul is timeless. There is no future. It's all steps in the now. But we treat it for your consciousness as the future. And we say to you yet again, as we said in the channel before, what if you could send before you into your own future yourself? And you could put on that track what you want to meet: benevolence, correct things for you, health, extended life, abundance, few surprises. What if you could paint the track with that energy of you? What if you could take your own life force and put it on that track or more? Would you feel comfortable or more comfortable about what is to come for you? And the answer that most would say is that if you get this metaphor and this premise, if you truly understand it, you would say, wow, that would be something. I don't have to worry about all these unexpected things crashing around me. I feel so victimized by the planet when the phone rings and I don't know what's going to happen and all these. And I'll say all of that is a setup, a programming to fear that which you don't know. So in front of you, let's put what you do know, your own life force, on that track. So as you arrive in these places in the future, you find just what you put there: love, beauty, wisdom. This train of yours is a steam train. There are so many who love these older trains. This is a metaphor for things that work. Of course, it's very dynamic. It makes a lot of noise. That is simply part of the charm, you might say. This old train, it had such a history in your past and the past of so many countries. And here it is, ready to go on this track. The train represents you and your life, but this train is different from the other trains that we have had in this past circle of 12. This one has a passenger car. Every single circle of 12 will have passengers that get on this train of yours. Now, what that means in this metaphor, since the train is you, is that you, your life, and this passenger car is going to put someone, something, some consciousness into the passenger car and send it into your future. Who is going to be on that car? This implement and imbuing of energy into yourself on the train. I want you to invite the highest conscious masters that ever lived on this planet. Anyone who has ever lived on this planet, been alive, and been a master. And I want you to see them in whatever form you wish. These are ones you've not ever met. You've read about them. Perhaps you've studied them. Perhaps you've even worshiped their energy. And they're going to get on your car willingly. And I'll tell you why. Because every single one of them has taught that you are powerful. Every single one of them has invited you to awaken to yourself, to your own reality. Every single one has told you there is a divine spirit inside you that you could be part of if you wanted. Every one of them has taught this. Let them climb aboard, because you're going to send them and you into your own future right now. And in the process, you are going to rest and relax with what's coming, even tomorrow. This is not a far future. This is any day, day by day, turning into the years of the future, but this is tomorrow on. They board the train starts, the chugging starts, the steam comes out, and the train leaves the station. And you watch your own life energy and your own light illuminating that track and carrying these masters willingly who got on you. And they chug away into your future and they disappear. Now, what does this mean to you, really, right now? What does it mean? I would love you to congratulate yourself to say, my future is now different because I have done this. I have sent a piece of my soul in advance of my own three-dimensional life. And when I get to these places that I consider the future for myself, I will meet that which I prepared. I'm no longer afraid of the future. I'm no longer afraid of tomorrow. It doesn't matter, because I'll meet myself. And in that, I'll be comfortable, because I'll meet my own kindness and compassion along with the masters on my train who've made this possible. I, you might say, am filled with magnificence. And you'd be right. Pause and just stay and think about a future that is benevolent for you. Regardless of anything that's happening in your life, a future that is very benevolent for you. Stay and see the shift and the change that's coming. And so it is.
And I'm Monica Morani.
Well, we are indeed back. Every Wednesday evening of the year, we come together with special guests, questions and answers, discussions, meditations, and of course, Cryon channeling. Well, YouTube subscribers, welcome. This is our once-a-month free program. Also, welcome to all of you who are joining us for the first time.
A special welcome to our incredible members from the Circle of 12 who receive one of these programs every single week of the year. And if you're not a member, but you follow the Circle of 12 on YouTube, this is your 27th free program. And if you are a member, this is program 109. How incredible is that? You can find all of the others that you've missed from the beginning of the series with a subscription from cryonmasters.com to the weekly program. We don't normally talk about the price of things on the program, but I'm going to mention it anyway because I can. And the first of the month, it is free, and we are going to keep that promise and keep on delivering. While ever we do this program, we will always have the first program of the month free. And the reason that we can do that is because of the Healing Wednesday members. So right now, I want to just give all of you who have ever been a Healing Wednesday member at any time a big kiss, hugs, energetic love wash from Lee and I, because you are the ones who have made it possible for us to deliver the free programs. And the membership price, well, actually, that was Kryon that told Lee exactly what he was going to charge for these programs. And Kryon said the paid portion is set at $11 a program. And if you followed any of the numerology of Kryon, you know the name of Kryon and the energy that comes with it is 11. It stands for illumination. I love that. What is so awesome is that if you sign up today, not only will you get the current programs that we roll out every week, but you will have 100 fully indexed past programs. And that's because the members receive every single Healing Wednesday program we've ever done, and the library is building all the time. In addition, as a member, you get so many extra little goodies that include special videos of Lee explaining things and so much more.
And of course, the YouTube library is also growing and growing right here. And this library here, with its very own playlist, it never expires either. And you can watch these programs as long as you wish. So, YouTube subscribers, please take a look at some of the great programs from the past with some wonderful guests you may not even know about. And of course, it goes without saying, but I'll say it anyway. Click the subscribe button and be a regular part of this profound and free experience.
And what I'd like to do now is have Lee explain some of the quotes from Kryon. Now, Kryon often speaks in metaphors, and I've had Lee explain the quotes. But this one, it's a little different because it would seem that it's self-explanatory. Here's the quote. You never have to fight the darkness. All you have to do is create light. Again, the quote. You never have to fight the darkness. All you have to do is to create the light. So seemingly that's self-explanatory, and yet I want to share with you a question that we've had submitted that shows why it's important that Lee really explains that statement from Cryon. Here's the question. A lot of people are in pain. Can Cryon please just give us a light at the end of the tunnel? How can we prepare? How bad is it going to get? And will we be okay? Please be more specific. It is so hard to think spiritually when our lives are in fear and angst.
So these are questions that we're being asked. How do we fight the darkness? What's going to happen? And how do we cope? And how bad's it going to get? Well, I'll do my best. Over many years, Cryon has given the answers and the specifics, but they often are not really understood. This is because we humans are all so linear that what many want is an ammunition to fight the dark. How can I do it? So in my culture, many even want I'll call it a spiritual pill. That is often what we receive from current spiritual leaders and systems. It says, go here and do this for so many times, then turn around and pray this way and this. I think you know what I mean. What Cryon gives is a difficult, hard concept to understand because it's a new paradigm. It's a new paradigm for a seeming battle, and it's the way coming for a new earth. When the enemy of the darkness is at your gate of your life, you're taught to fight. We all were. But this new paradigm that's coming up right now, it's very different. So from Cryon, again, this very first instruction is this: you do not have to fight the dark. Right away, this removes most of the emphasis from the other question, which is, how do we fight it? You don't fight it. You reframe it, convert it, smother it, and then it leaves by itself. Honest, it does. Stop where you are and think about the situations that are the center of your concern and your worry. Then create light around those issues by seeing them resolved in a way that is not known to you. Did you get that? See them resolved in a way that is not known to you. You can see resolution without knowing how it happened. Visualize it resolved. Don't figure it out. Send light to everyone, including yourself, so that peace will be the first thing you feel around it, since it's being resolved. Second, don't visualize what you think will be a solution. Instead, just send light for a perfect solution, an unknown one that is going to develop, mainly because it's being bathed in this light you're sending. Third, know this: worry, fear, and angst are no match for your light. Worry, fear, and angst will go away with positive action, laughter, and light logic. Now, light logic is the knowledge that your light has the power to completely cancel your fear and your worry. When you enter a dark room and you're afraid, and you turn on the light, does the dark stay there to fight you? Of course not. Darkness is the absence of light, and turning on the light eliminated it. If you don't believe this could happen, or that this is all silly, then you'll continue to worry and fear. For this to really operate, as Cryon has said, there must be good spiritual intent involved. In other words, you have to believe it. Lastly, stop watching the news. Have you ever heard this from me before? Any media that has you watching a program is invested in frightening and scaring you. For money, of course. Videos and agendas on these medias are carefully worded, with the worst things first, and even scored with music, again, to frighten you, so you'll keep watching. Instead, find a news outlet source you trust and instead read what you feel you need to know about the world. You're far more apt to receive real, fair, presented journalism, real journalism, in an article you read rather than a broadcast. So in summary, send light, which can void the darkness and all the fear around you, and stop feeding yourself with doom and gloom from the media. Some will say, nonsense, this won't change anything, Lee. Others will report that this has already changed many things in this world greatly. This has always been the answer from Cryon.
Lovely answer, Lee. I hope that reframes things. You don't have to fight the darkness, just create light. So I'd like to share another quote from Cryon, and it's this: when the time is right, synchronicity will yell at you, go, So, Lee, what does Cryon mean by this?
Well, here's another example of changing paradigm, just like the last one. When you're expecting answers and you don't get any, what do? Well, speaking for myself, I start to ask, hey, where are my answers? Or worse yet, ready? What did I do wrong since I didn't get any answers? Isn't it interesting that we often go to that guilt area when things don't go well? So what Cryon tells us over and over is that often synchronicity will bring the answers to us on almost every issue. But synchronicity isn't what we expect. We want answers, not synchronicity. So how do you deal with that? Well, let me give you an example. We're waiting for answers and we're expecting this and that, and suddenly we meet somebody who knows somebody else who has an answer. But not just the answer, but an entirely different scenario that might even void the original issue entirely.